Hi there, and welcome to my series, Juicy in Java. I'm your host, Juicy Absolute, where you bring the Java, I bring the Juicy. And this is where we sit down and head over important insight that will help to improve your life and go over tips to access your positive mind for daily activities involving your mentality. This week, a live episode of Juicy in Java, where we assess growth and mentality in both the stream game and in daily life. Enjoy, and make sure to subscribe if you like what you see, turn that notification bell on, and give this video a thumbs up if you like what you hear. Have a positive rest of your day. Welcome on in, everyone, to our very first episode of Juicy in Java. I have a special guest today, very, very special indeed, Timko AF. A streamer himself, and we are currently going to stream for about an hour to an hour and a half today, go over tips on how to grow, not only as a streamer, but as like a person that's just doing the job of daily living and how to grow in all aspects of life. So it's a very informative podcast. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from Timko. Maybe you can learn a thing or two from me, and maybe I can learn a thing or two from all of you. I mean, let's just make this community gathering and where we all learn from each other. So yeah, Timko, if you want to introduce yourself, what do you stream? When do you stream? Give us all the details.
Definitely. So what's up, everyone? If you don't know me, I'm Timko, aka Timko AF, aka Tim. The list goes on, but I'm not going to get into that. I am a competitive Smash player. I've been playing Smash competitively since 2007, so 13 years. And I've gotten back into streaming since quarantine started. I stream over at Twitch TV/Timko AF Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from roughly 5 till 9. And then Saturdays by choice.
It's awesome having you here, and you are our very first guest. How many years have you been in the stream game?
So I just got back into it when quarantine started, but I actually started streaming 4 years ago. Actually, right around the time you and I met now, I think. So I guess 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Right when I moved back to Pittsburgh from West Virginia. Yeah. Bought a new tower, and the tower, I really wanted it to be able to stream. I planned on just being a full-time league streamer. Mm-hmm. I guess not full-time, like what I can do outside my full-time job as a league streamer. And then just when I got my apartment, I didn't think it was fair to have like my whole, y'all can't see behind me, I got a green screen that's like hanging, and it's a whole bunch of setup involved. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was fair to have all that consistently out. Then it got to be too much work doing it. So a few streams here and there at that point, but on and off for 4 years, and then all day, every day on the 4 days a week I do it now.
Yeah. Dang.
Not all day either.
Not all day. I do see you on a lot, quite often, honestly. So, tell us what you play nowadays. You said you had to be full-time league before, but...
Nah, it's weird, man. Right now, I was telling my buddy, it's the perfect storm of so many good games and so much time. Mm-hmm. But I still don't think there's enough hours in the day. So I'm a little spread thin on my variety. I'm a variety streamer. At least 1 to 2 days a week is Smash Ultimate. Those go between the online, like their ranked system, and viewer battles with friends. I mean, whatever way you can slice that, right? League of Legends. I've been doing a bunch of Spellbreak recently. Our friend Lacuna got me one of those keys, so I was very fortunate to get involved. Nice. That's been a lot of fun. And then just one-off stuff. I've done a few Marble streams. Those are some of the most fun I've had in a while.
Yeah.
Bunch of just ridiculous things.
Like whenever you first got into streaming, and as a personal trainer, I've been a coach for 11 years, and the first question that I always ask any of my clients that come to me is like, what was the driving point to you getting here? And so I want to ask you that same thing. What was the driving point that you said, hey, I want to do this streaming thing, whether it's on or off, for a couple years, but now you're back into it. But what was the very first, memory you have of being like, hey, I want to be that streamer?
Yeah. I mean, when when it started with League, it was like that's when like streaming I think really took off. It was 2015, whatever. So like streaming had already been around a bit, but it finally became like more accessible, and it just seemed like a cool thing to do. It looked fun. Play games with people, kind of flex a bit because I like to think I'm decent at that video game. So cool to just get myself out there. And now it's like kind of the same, but kind of different. Now I'm just like, there's not really like a goal, like an end game for me streaming, which is weird. Like I'm doing something that I enjoy that's like goalless, but it's almost calming at that point. I don't know, when I play Smash, you want to play Smash to win the game. I do Taekwondo. I'm a 4th degree black belt, and you always want to like advance to the next belt. But this one is just like, I'm doing games with my friends. I'm enjoying it. People say they enjoy playing with me. They enjoy hanging out with me. So it's just like, well, why not be there? You can meet so many wonderful new people, and I already have.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a cool way to like extend yourself to more people that maybe you'd never interact with.
Yeah.
It's so wild. So
Really
it was a lot of work. I used to be a lot quieter than I am now. Probably about a decade ago, like right before I went to college, I was really shelled up and didn't like people that much.
Me too.
I didn't like going out of my comfort zone. Didn't like trying new things, all that good stuff.
What is like one thing about Twitch that you would say maybe the best, maybe close to the best? What would you say is one of the best things about Twitch in general?
Is it too cliche to say the community?
No.
Or just the accessibility to the community?
Yeah.
I mean, I really got back into it, like exploring it when you started, because obviously I wanted to support you. And like from you, I mean, just looking at the chat of the people I talked to, Jingle, Camp, Riddle, Davey, Afro, I can't see. Oh, Clever Fox is here. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Kate, Lacuna, just all these cool people. I'd never know any of them, right?
Right.
I'm Snapchatting people that I've never had a physical conversation with in my life.
Yeah.
And just, it's just awesome. If you don't know about Twitch, describe to me the process of falling asleep to a friend and waking up to a different friend and it just being like normal and cool. You know what I mean?
It's a Twitch rabbit hole.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Twitch can be a very casual setting, and it could be a release for people, in terms of releasing stress. I've seen people like literally get on just to calm their nerves, to maybe go to bed in a couple hours and they need to talk, and it's a good release. Would you consider Twitch that sort of release for you, or what sort of thing does it loosen up stress for you or anything like that?
It has helped me in such a, I want to say odd way. It is very, very therapeutic. So I was nervous about getting back into it, just beyond the logistical settings, right? Setting up all this stuff behind me, doing all this, getting in a room, making sure it doesn't really interfere with like the healthy parts of my life. But I'm very much a person that I always like to be doing something somewhat productive. Like you rarely catch me just like sitting on TV, just watching TV without doing something else. Whether it be like getting better at a game, which is arguably productive, but like in the domain of what I do, I think I think it's valid, right? Like I do a lot of miniature painting. I paint Warhammer figures. So that's, I think, productive. I'm building something. And like I kind of struggled to justify sometimes like doing one thing or like sitting on Wi-Fi Smash with like this laggy game with these characters I don't necessarily love, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like two fields of productivity merged into one, and it's really just given me an outlet to do most anything I want.
Twitch is what you make of it. Anybody who comes in your stream is going to follow how the streamer presents their stream. So I mean, you already know this, but for some people who don't, I represent my stream as the most positive stream here on Twitch, for the reason that anyone who comes in, open, You know, it's a chill environment, and I want people to smile when they come in. I want people to laugh. I want people to have a good time and, you know, converse with each other. That's why I keep, you know, the community with that group Snapchat going, and that's why I add everyone, make sure I'm keeping everyone in task on Discord, you know, YouTube, just to keep updated with my channel, so that way we can build a much stronger community. You know, how do you feel about, you know, what are your thoughts on building your own community? You know, your own growth.
Yeah, it's tough because it's not like, again, a targeted goal of mine to have like a bajillion followers or 5 million subs or something, or make this like my full-time source of income or whatever. So my community isn't something that I don't feel like I'm forced to do it. And so what that lets me do is it lets me continue to be myself, and lets my viewers and my chat and everyone involved with me continue to be their self. And it's one of those things where like you attract people like you, right? You know, if you're a positive person, you attract positive people. I'm sure you've seen that. Look at the Juicy fam. Some of the most positive people on Twitch.
Absolutely.
If I'm just being this goofy, I don't know, lovable idiot, drinks a beer, loses video games on the internet kind of guy, maybe I'll find other drinking losers. I don't know.
Right?
Yeah.
But we're losers that want to stick together. You know, like
exactly.
I'd be a part of your loser stream.
That'd be awesome. Maybe I'll just call my followers the losers.
There you go. Hey, that's the biggest compliment. If that's what I'm talking about though. If the streamer says that loser is a good word, the community members are going to be like, "Hey, I want to be a loser with this guy."
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that. Like, whenever you go about your streams, do you usually have, you know, a set plan? I don't know. Do you go in knowing what you're going to play? You know, how long you're going to play? How you're going to play?
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
I like that. I like that idea.
I like to guess day of what I'm going to play.
Me too.
There's been times where, you know, I tweet in the morning, I'm going to play Smash all day, and then I do it. And then there's times like I tweet, I'm going to play Smash, and I play one game of Smash, and Camping says, get on COD. And then I switch to COD. Then COD goes terribly, and then we get a League. Yeah. And then League goes to, and, you know, so on and so forth. So, no, it's a beautiful train wreck.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm the same way. Like when it comes to streaming, like I commit to the day, but if I'm not feeling something, if I'm not feeling like playing it, like, cause I literally played BioShock 2 earlier, and I kind of started to get sick of that game for like a couple hours, and then I switched to CTR. I wasn't supposed to, but like, you know, it's just one of those things that if you're not having fun on stream, you know, go do something to be on stream a little more, you know.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be the super official, whatever the heck. Like, I look at it as, if I'm going to be out there, I want to be I want to put my best foot forward. So the same way you said, you don't play games that you don't like, right?
Yeah.
You know?
So when you got into Twitch 4 years ago, there was probably a change in mindset, huh? Like, do you consider what you thought of Twitch still what you think of Twitch? Like, maybe how to grow or how to progress, or did you feel like gaining community members would be faster, or, you know, tell me a little bit about that.
So I definitely thought, and this is going to be the snobbiest thing I say on the podcast, but I thought coming back into it would be a lot slower than it actually was, which sounds so like rude to say, I think. But just like, I think it was easiest. Well, easy is kind of a weird word because, again, I don't have a goal. Like, I'm happy where I'm at. So if I would have no viewers, it'd just be just as easy, right?
Yeah.
But like, I came in knowing so many wonderful people that we already got along. So they just visited me on their off time, or, you know, when they wanted to, and it just kind of grew from there. But all in all, I don't know if I really had coming in many expectations this time around. Last time around, I definitely thought, maybe a little arrogantly, that where I was at in League would kind of project me in a way. I've never been the best at anything, and that's fine. But I always did my thing the best, you know, and that helped, I think. So I kind of thought that would propel me back then, and it's getting me somewhere. Propel might not be the right word.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it got me to here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good enough.
got you on the Juicy and Java podcast, and God knows how important that is.
Exactly. And the first one, and we all know you like the first game better than the second game. So.
Oh, geez, yeah. Month 2 is going to be rough.
Yeah.
Speaking off the streaming record and going into the lurker record of being on Twitch and are you a big lurker yourself? And if you are, what do you usually go watch?
Dude, I'm always lurking. If you don't see me on stream, I'm lurking another stream.
And let me tell everyone in the chat, that's how it is with streamers. Like, you live your streaming life, and if you're not streaming, you're watching someone else stream. That's how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Lurking is like, everyone thinks that when we say, like, lurkers are like super important, or like the foundation or whatever. Like, it's so important. Mm-hmm. It's so awesome. You gotta. How many people, like, in chat at any given time are talking, right? And that's fine. You don't have to talk, but it's just a fraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel as a lurker in someone else's community? Like, do you feel like there's some people that treat you better, than others? And if so, what is the driving point that keeps you in a stream?
I think I've gotten lucky and not found a streamer that, like, shuns. I don't know if shun's the right word, but is less interested in lurking, we'll say, or less interested in lurkers. A lot of the streamers, regardless of the size that I follow or sub to, even if I'm like, I'll say one thing, and even if it's like a bump in chat, I usually don't get skimmed over, and that's always exciting.
Yeah.
So I think it's got its own rewards. It's just about the level of engagement you want to do, right? And that's, who am I to tell you how engaged you want to be with me or my content or anyone else's,
right?
So yeah, I'll take someone that acknowledges that I'm lurking and doesn't push me, more so than if I'm being active in a chat and the streamer, like, conflicts with it,
For me, I go on random raids all the time after my streams, and I meet a lot of goofy people, man. Like, I'd say probably, honestly, I'd be happy if 3 out of 100 streamers that I went to go see came back and, showed their support at least one time.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, if I honestly only succeeded one time out of a billion times that I tried, and I failed the rest of the times, I'd be happy. It's the same with community members. It's like, you can't take advantage of that. You got to be humble, and every community member counts. It's just
definitely just
the way that it goes. We're all non-professional. Like, we don't have a certification in Twitch University or anything. Like, and literally anyone can stream, and that's the riskiest part of it.
Oh yeah.
But that's also the best part of it too, because if you're good and you strive to be a better streamer, you're going to come out on top, and community members are going to come back to you because they're going to remember your face because you treated them right.
Exactly. That's to me, when I do a raid or go find someone new, that's like my metric of success. Is I'll find someone new, whether or not I rate them, and then I'll follow them, and then I'll say something about, like, the game they're playing and, like, myself or whatever. Yeah. I met a human being that saw me as a human being, and that's the success.
Dude, that's what it's all about. It's like, and that's why I asked that question, because there's another thing that you value that might not have came out right away, is, like, you obviously value someone taking your opinion on something, and exactly. valuing who you are as a human being. I mean, taking your opinion isn't only just that. It's putting yourself out there and having that value toward you, and that's important.
Right. I mean, you do it with everyone here, right? You give your thoughts on life and on growth, and you do your podcast, and you do your YouTube videos, and you literally train people, right?
Yeah. I've been a coach for 11 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get out there, and you've got a lot about stuff, more than a lot of people will in that regard, and you just throw that. And sometimes people can take it, sometimes people maybe either can't or won't.
Right. I think won't is a good statement for that. Speaking of lurking, for lurkers in your stream, what is one thing, if someone just came in to say hello, what is one thing that because this goes through my mind all the time when someone new comes in. It's like, how do I keep them in here? How do I keep that value rolling? You know, what are your thoughts on that?
I think at that point, once someone comes through the door, you've already succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if they stay or go. Getting them through the door is the thing. Because if they don't like Juicy,
yeah,
and they leave, are you going to fight to get them? Like, no, you're you. You're going to do you. Like, you're not going to change who you are or your content.
Right.
Sort of like maybe people are tired of CTR, right? But you're not going to like give up CTR. So if someone comes in and they either like my content or don't like, I'm just happy to see a new face, right? To me, that already means that someone sifted through the browse button and either clicked on the game or like just however the heck they did it, right, and got to me. That's something, right? So
in other words, are you saying that, you know, when they come in your stream, there's after they say hello, you feel like you got them? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like I've done everything I need to do, short of continuing down the road I'm on. Exactly that. I can't force someone to like me anymore than I already do by just being me. And I call I made my tag Timko AF because I feel like I am very much myself. You know, like I'm sure you've been in the streams and you've known me for years. I don't really feel like I hold back. I mean, I'm crushing a Miller right now. You know?
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
What do you think? I mean, you get someone that comes in, they say hi. Is that good enough for you? What do you like? Is there more? How do you do it?
If someone comes in and says hello, I do everything I can to welcome them. First off, it's like I've been thinking of doing even for like a random raid. If someone randomly raided me, like doing a little video clip to like welcome them to the stream. So I have thoughts on that. Is like placing the value on them. Not literally only them, because it's you have the rest of the stream to take care of. You have a lot, but placing about 75% value on the new streamers coming in through the door, and like making sure that you are attentive to them 1000%. And that way, because at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is for them to come back here tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So if they can click, if I can get them any way that I can to. And I make sure to smile. I make sure to, welcome them with open arms, this and that, say thank you, this and that, appreciate them. If I can get them to hit that follow button, that's one step closer to them being a long timer here. And then, of course, after that follow button, hitting that command social, getting the Discord up, getting the YouTube, getting the Twitter, making sure they stay in contact with me. Anytime I go on random raids anywhere, it's always make sure to stay in there for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Don't advertise yourself, and make sure to follow them. Give a concluding statement, being like, "Hey, it's so appreciative to have met you," blah blah blah, and they come back. You wouldn't even imagine like how many people that have literally come in here and have been pretty active followers in my chat, literally just from random raids.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's that whole we all support each other thing, right? Everyone just and that's the basis of a community right there. That's you're doing it. That's how it grows, right?
That's how it grows. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I make sure anytime I go to the stream, I make sure to follow their Twitter. And that way we keep in touch. And there's no way they can't see my information. No way I can't see that what they're doing later on too. So,
the best invention for Twitch users, I think, was the concept of a follow for follow, whether it be Twitter or on Twitch. You know,
as long as it's not announced, I feel that's fine. Definitely.
Yeah. Don't like.
Yeah, don't be like following
out. Yeah. But just like that mutual, just kind of. I mean, respect's probably a good word. Acceptance, a good word. All that stuff. So, yeah, openness, maybe.
I talk about it all the time. It's like anyone who actually makes it big, like with the thousands of viewers every night, we all started at zero. I think that is absolutely incredible. I just want to throw that out there for anyone who's done that. That is 100,000% impressive. So yeah, do you have any ways of keeping in contact with your community? And if so, how do you do it?
Are you talking like the Facebook, Twitter kind of thing? Because that's kind of right now. That's it. That's about all I got. I got Twitter. Hey, I don't even know if I changed it to Timko AF or Timko Smash. I'd have to command Twitter on my own stream.
If you're not following him over on Twitch, drop him a follow. Like, seriously,
all our appreciated friends. So
we're all a tight knit community here.
So I don't know. It's I try to keep my schedule pretty out there on Twitter. Just stuff like that.
See, this is like informative. It's not only, like I said, informative to you, informative to me, informative to the community. Like, everyone can gain from everyone. It's just thoughts going around. That's all it is.
I might branch it to the YouTube.
Yeah, soon. I think that'd be awesome. Would you say streaming and the idea of it is on your mind every day? And
it's all I want to do. I'm very fortunate in that regard to have my job and this and that. But dude, I wake up and I've got this 8-hour shift blocking me from getting on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All I want to do is like I'm buying more Warhammer paints. I'm going to do a Warhammer stream this week.
There you go.
Just because I want to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things that get you on. Get you on Twitch.
Exactly. It's just I can't find a reason to not be doing this.
So let's say in a scenario where you didn't want a job, need a job, whatever, would you place more time into streaming? Would this be something you could see yourself doing each and every day as a full-time gig?
I could see Monday through Friday, 10 hours a day.
10 hours, huh? Yep. You hear that, everyone? Go follow him. He's going to be streaming for 10 hours.
I honestly just, I've been a gamer my whole life. My parents got me into gaming because they were nerds growing up. So like, I remember growing up, like to see if we didn't have to do chores, we would do 2-on-2 and Mario Tennis. Me and my sister versus my parents, kind of stuff. I've always been gaming. If money wasn't a thing, neither was like general health, I guess.
Hey, general health, that's a little bit important.
Yeah. So, although once I get a treadmill, I might do treadmill streams.
Treadmill streams. I'm definitely first to watch that.
That's literally like how much I want to just do everything on Twitch. Yes, I might start like running and just throwing my music on the PC so everyone can hear, and that's it. Like a group workout stream, right?
To me, it sounds like you're maybe like 30% gaming and 70% community. Like from always streaming on Twitch, you seem like you want to grow in that aspect. Am I correct on that?
Yeah,
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm all about the community. The game. I'm so variety that I'll throw most anything on the screen that people want.
Yeah.
I've got a few things that I'm more or less passionate about. Right.
What are some of the things that you see in a community member that might be like super respectful towards you? Is there an instance where someone might say something that you might be like, hey, this person's awesome.
Whenever people ask me to be on their podcast, I feel like that one's a pretty good one. They're kind of bought in.
I think you're cluing in at something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, I find that the moment I feel like someone's maybe hooked or interested or into me or what have you, maybe a poor choice of words right there, is when they're inquisitive.
Okay.
That to me, because like if you've watched my streams and like what I play and how I play, I'm weird. I don't do anything traditional or optimal in half the times, and a lot of my games are online games. They're competitive games. They're really about getting ahead of people or beating people. Yeah, and so whenever people go, like, they have to do it in a nice way, not like, why did you pick that stupid option, right? But why did you go for rapid jabs instead of F smash? Something like that. That to me is a one I know I won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
well, speaking of like finding things that are respectful in community members, is there anything that, and I'm sure we'd all love to hear this story if it did happen, is there anything that was either disrespectful or entirely ridiculously funny that happened on stream for you? Any stories that you have?
I don't think so. Actually, I
Yeah.
really one just being I like to think I'm pretty lax, and two like I mean you know me. If someone does things that are like off base, I just jump down their throat and they shut the hell up.
Mm.
You know, like I'm really good at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't necessarily take that kind of shit.
You don't mess around.
I don't not. No, I don't mess around when we're playing video games on the internet and throwing bits at people. And I've got a little beer mug that fills up with pink gems and shit.
Dude,
and I'm listening to Kesha. Like,
Awesome.
don't come in here and say something racist. You'll never get on the internet again after I'm done with you. Are you
Dude,
kidding?
I mean, like those are definitely auto bans, like 100%.
Yeah.
I literally
yeah.
had someone come into my stream earlier this week and just say something about my hair. They literally came in and said, "Dude, what's with your hair? You're freaking balding, like in the front, I guess." I don't know. I was just like, okay, dude, whatever. I didn't give him any looks or anything. But then he kept saying like the F word in my chat, so I just decided to ban him for that.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's
it's like people will come in with such disrespectful stuff just because they want to get validation for their complaints. Like
Exactly.
or like when I was playing Dark Souls 1, this dude kept coming in. He was being super disrespectful and he was making multiple accounts like over and over again. And he was spamming my chat, which wasn't very big to start anyway. But there were a couple people in there chatting and he kept coming in and like making new accounts and doing this and that. So like I told him off, and as soon as I told him off, he was like it was I literally stopped the game and I felt like I was scolding my child. Like if it came down to it, I felt like I was scolding my child, and I'm like, this is probably a child. I'm literally scolding my son in the future. Like,
yeah, I mean they're closer to a child's age than our age at this point. You know.
Yeah.
We're getting up there.
So it was like 20 minutes. I was talking to him back and forth, and I'm like, I basically like getting into his head, like, why are you doing this? I know why you're doing this and this and that. And as soon as we finished up talking about that, he stopped making multiple accounts, and he was like, "You're not going to get rid of me." Meaning like I'm gonna latch onto your streams and I'm gonna keep tuning in. And he kept tuning in, like, and he was respectful from that point on. But that's what I would say is the most ridiculous thing that happened on my stream, and the most like disrespectful and a good turnaround.
My guy would delete his computer. You know,
yeah,
that happened.
Yeah,
I think the worst attack on me is one of my family members came into when I was streaming Marbles.
Yeah,
and said that this headset isn't doing anything for my hairline. Actually, so.
Dude, I get a family member doing that, but
obviously,
you know, like I don't understand why people have to come in and make accusations about how looks are, everything and this and that.
Especially
like
like
you don't look
streamer,
beautiful.
Right?
You don't look like a cyborg. Like,
and like,
sorry.
My thing is like, I get it. I'm working with what I got. This isn't amazing.
Yeah.
Right here.
I mean, me too. Me too. What do you think? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is. Oh yeah, I think I have more chins than viewers any given stream. Like, and that's fine, dude. Come on, man. Like, I play a league. Just chill.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how I've gotten that lucky to not deal with that. I think I've got some good. I don't know how to deal with a like repeated offense, multiple account guy. That would be rough. When you're playing in a Smash setting, and you're like as focus can be on the game, and like you completely like forget the existence of anything else. You can't hear your music, anything like that.
Yeah.
That like almost like euphoric zen, if you will.
Yeah.
Do you hit something comparable with that to stream, or have you? Again, I've only been in that spot in rare times in my life. It's tough to begin with. I've done it a few times in Taekwondo. I've done it a few times in Smash.
Yeah.
Stream, I think, is too relaxed for it, but you also put in a lot different ways, and clearly our goals are different. So how's that work for you? How's that feeling comparable?
The Smash scene and competing against other people is a lot different than competing with yourself. So I don't exactly feel that same feeling, and I don't think I ever will when it comes to competing with me and no one else. There's not that feeling of like insane pressure, and that insane pressure is what sort of builds up the euphoric feeling to get you into that zone. But I've had highs on the channel where I sort of forget what's going on in chat, and I sort of forget this and that because there's so many things happening. Like I've had a maximum of, and it's not even that much, but like 65 viewers at one point. I had a rate of 37, and like those moments are moments that I remember. Those are probably my highest moments. I've had moments where Dark Souls 3, I've beaten Twin Princes. Like that was a high moment because that boss took like 10 hours to beat, and my chat was there for me, and like I just felt like everything was rolling. Everyone was like GG's and this and that, and I sort of felt that euphoric feeling. But like I said, it's not that same sort of competition. You can't really balance it out that way.
It's a very apples and oranges, but they're both crazy feelings nonetheless, aren't they? So
yeah,
I think that's almost like a drug, if you will.
Yeah.
And similar to stream, like you're playing a game, you're doing awesome at it, chats in on you, all that good stuff. It's wild, man.
What we think in the beginning is a love for gaming, but then it turns out, when you're a streamer, you want so much more than what you begin with. Like when I started streaming, I didn't know where I'd be, and now I'm here and I have a podcast and this and that, and it's going to be a continual one as well. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Discord with like 140 members at this point, which I feel has been blowing up recently. And just, I have the love of all the community with 65 subs. Like never would I have ever thought that I'd be here in a year, and here I am. We're all just like, we're growing one day at a time.
That's it. That's all you can do, right?
Each and every one of us, and learning every day, making sure that you take in everything, and you ask questions to yourself. I say this in my YouTube video, my Juicy and Java YouTube videos. It's like, if you're not asking questions to yourself every day, what are you doing? How are you learning? Because that's the way to learn, man. It's the way to learn.
Definitely. Yeah. On that note, I got one more for you if you got time.
Sure, yeah, and then we can get to the Q&A after, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is one. So the context of it is I struggled a lot with this concept to begin with. So I program for a living. I'm a software engineer. And one day I was trying to figure out something, and it took me like 5 or 6 hours to figure out how to write this code for this application. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the solution ended up being really easy. And I tried all these different things, and they'd all give me these like different error messages, and then you go down like a rabbit hole of fixing that. Well, that didn't work. Fix that didn't work. And so that day I thought, look at all this time wasted. Look at all this, and I call it negative progress. And I was like, wow, look at all this negative progress. This code was really easy. Took all this time. And then later, I actually was doing other stuff completely unrelated, like still coding, and I would see these errors that like, hey, I dealt with this on that stupid ass day, And so that now negative progress was actually just progress in a different direction. Yeah. So I no longer believe in the concept of negative progress,
right?
Any way, shape, or form,
right?
My question to you is, what are your feelings like? Is that a thing? Is that a weird mindset? Is there a concept of negative progress? Is there? I mean, there are anti-goals, right? That's definitely a thing, and that's fine. But
yeah.
I mean, what do you think about
being a coach for 11 years? I don't believe in negative progress at all. Like at all. I know it's a thing for some people, and that's cool. You have your opinion on it, but like obviously it's an opinionated subject. It all depends on your perception in life. How you go about it. Me, all I want to do is learn new things every day and educate my mind on different aspects of life, and especially growth and the community, and learning how to build a better community has really been a thing that's been on my mind as of the last year. But like the concept of I'm wasting my time doing something just doesn't exist to me. Like the whole concept of like this putting in effort toward an experience. It's not negative at all. I always believe as a coach, I'm always telling people you should fail a billion times before you can succeed once. And none of that is a waste of time, because no matter what, like you said, if you can't apply that progress to that certain topic, you're applying it to another place. You're applying it to a different area, and that's 1,000% what I believe in too. Is no matter what you do throughout the day, like no matter how much time you put into this or how much time you put into that, if it's on your mind every day, like I said about streaming, like I do hours and hours of like mental work on streaming, whether or not I'm streaming. Like you said, your mind's on it 24/7 too. It's like for us streamers, we're making progress on the times we're not even trying to make progress, and we're wasting time thinking about this information when it might not be doing anything good for us, or at least what we think might not be as effective. It's still effective, like there's still moments where it's always going to work,
Definitely.
Every time someone doesn't believe in themselves, it's my job as a coach to get them to believe in themselves, whether it's through word of mouth.
Taekwondo's teaching that was kind of the same way, right? Mm-hmm. It's people are mad that maybe they don't break the board or whatever, but like their kicks got better in the process of them trying to break a board, right? So
yeah, that
kind of stuff. So
I've had so many people, like clients, for instance. We'll use push-up as an example. If I instruct them to do a push-up, they're like, I'm not getting any deeper. Yeah, but are you feeling it more? Well, yeah, like I'm feeling it more in my core or in my abdominals where I should be feeling it. And it's like you just focus on one bit of progress or one area of progress, you're going to feel like you're not succeeding. But if you focus on a plethora of things, a plethora of areas where you can progress, you're going to mentally believe that you can go further and climb further. I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those crazy perceptive things that we don't think about throughout the day, but it really makes a difference.
No, it really does, right? You can always isolate something that you're not succeeding in, quote unquote, or you're doing wrong, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. And that's actually like you see those, like people think they're cheesy, like those like empowering business things where instead of calling those failures, you call those opportunities, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a joke on The Office, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's truly what they are, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You tell me every chance that you can't learn something new isn't an opportunity?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's like it's just so many ways to better yourself that like those are almost the best kind. Like you watching yourself fail on something, because that's right there something you can be better in a world where there's infinite things you could be doing at any second, any place, any time. That's almost overwhelming, Now just focus on one, and I'm focusing on Smash, or focus on keeping the house clean, right? Yeah. Or which I'm doing terrible at. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I always say, like you just said, like keep it simple. Keep a couple things on your mind throughout the day. There's no need to have a billion things on your task list. Everything will get done in time. Keep things simple to you. One or two things that you can accomplish throughout the day. Because if you put a million things in your day, multitasking. If you think you can multitask, I mean, you probably can a little bit, but you're not doing as effective as you would, if you did a couple of things rather than a billion.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can get good at everything, but do it one at a time.
Yeah. Right. That's why, like, it's like when I chose to stream, it was like choose a dream, go after that dream, do your best to get to that dream, and if you fail, that's okay. Just know. But if you make it, that's where it counts.
Absolutely. Like, you can do everything perfectly and still fail. Actually, that's like a paraphrase from a Star Trek quote, so that's fun. But and that's just being human, right?
Yeah.
Picard said that.
We got a question from Hex.
Yeah.
And you can go first on this. What's both of your mentalities on goal setting for streaming? Like personal goals.
Personal goals. That's a good question. I try to keep so a goal should always be achievable and I think testable. It should be somewhat explicit. It doesn't have to be a super, super, super hard deadline, but if you make them too hard, you might never achieve them, right? And if you make them easy, then what are you achieving? Like, sure, you're, like if I said, I want to have 1 billion followers tomorrow. That's most likely not going to happen. I'll say, but I could say I'd like 5 followers at the end of the week. 5 more. And you take that, and you kind of like what you were just saying. You got to do, in my experience, you got to do just one thing at a time well until you've kind of got it down. So if your thing is getting those 5 new followers, then you can't just hit the go live button and hope. Is your Twitter getting you towards that goal? Is your social media getting you towards that goal? If yes, then you can keep doing what you're doing, but you can also, maybe that's the driving force to achieve the goal, and that's the thing you need to do better, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not just picking a goal and then just like this repetition kind of thing. You don't I think it's a complete misquote, but doesn't everyone say like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and not expecting change or something like that?
Yeah.
I think that's a misquote from somewhere, but whatever, I'll write it out. So, but I mean, it's just that you gotta look beyond just like hoping and praying that today someone scrolls down to the page of whatever game you're streaming and goes, oh, that's the person I want to watch. Like, what do other people do? What can you do that's the same that'll work? What can you do that's maybe a little bit different that'll work?
Yeah.
So as long as it's a finite, testable goal within a reasonable time frame that you can identify a driver, that to me, that spells to be like a perfect goal.
Realistic goal setting, I think, takes a lot of trial and error on Twitch. Mostly, you can't think of anything being consistent on Twitch either. So your goal setting is going to be off a little bit. My goal setting for an average stream would just be follower count, I'd say, or like on an average month. That's what I'm focusing on mainly. I'm also under follower count. It's my Discord, making sure that people are always coming in my Discord, always come into my YouTube channel, always follow me on Twitter. These are things that if I can get at least one follow, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on someone coming in my Discord, YouTube, Twitter, if I can get at least one per day, and then everything else is bonus at that point. Because when you think of being in front of people as a streamer, you can't really base anything off of consistency. Nothing like that's ever going to happen, especially on a free platform like this. So yeah, I would normally keep my goals small, and give people value towards those goals. Don't just say, you want these goals to happen. Let people know why you want them to happen. I think that the value of the why is the reason that goals get met in the first place.
Cuddle's got I don't understand. So Bad Bunny had a $5 a month fiasco or approach of WoW. The streamers, how do you feel about the frustrations that got her there? I don't know anything about this scenario, Cuddle. Was she the person on Twitter that said if you're on Twitch, you got the money? Mm-hmm. Okay, no, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Is the question, how do we feel that, like, is the frustration valid? Like, that if you're watching, you...
Like, how do you... What do you think led up to that frustration? Like, how do you... Like from her perspective, like, what do you think made that happen? What do you think made that occur?
You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. I have some ideas on it. Yeah. I mean, I think that she puts her time into this, and while this can be a job, she really made that a little too serious in the beginning when it shouldn't be. It should literally just be about climbing first, and then the job aspect, the career aspect behind it. But I think that she put that firsthand over the support of her community members, and that's really what made, and especially like maybe not having any income coming in at the same time, where she was relying on the stream income. First of all, never ever rely on community members to provide you a paycheck. Like, there are many other ways. If you've done any research on YouTube, there are many other ways on Twitch to make money. So I mean, that was her first occurrence. That was like, okay, this is not how it should be. But I think it was the fact that she might have been relying too much on the money as opposed to the support of the stream. Like, she was getting there. Or, you know what, if that occurrence ever happens, Like, if that ever happened to me where I wasn't feeling like I was progressing in terms financially on here, which I never really care in the first place, but, you know, I would blame me. I don't think she was blaming herself. I don't think she was validating that she was the one. It was because of her that people were not paying to be in the channel, but they were there. So what I would do is I would provide better content. I would go out and research ways on how to learn to provide better content. At the end of the day, you got to blame yourself for that.
This is a very fluctuating source of income, like you said. You know, it's all over the place. Community members one day could want to pay you or be able to pay you, and then, like I was talking about earlier, like half my company just got laid off, right? So there's probably a few people that now have time to get on Twitch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, their schedules really just opened up, and at the same time, it's not the easiest to get a job right now. So this, like, you can't. One, it's too fluctuating. Like, it's impossible to rely on the Abyss to just send you, even if you're doing great at Twitch, which a lot of people are. I think she was in a difficult position. It sounded like. And that's just tough. And then, like you said, on content and everything like that, I mean, I don't know any of her content, and I can't judge the quality of it or whatever. But there's, if it's working and it's getting you there, be patient. You know, like if she's getting gains, I think she should be patient. And I can understand her frustrations. Maybe it was like a rough day or week or what have you. Maybe bills are coming in, that kind of stuff. And so I think that's something that at least needs to be remembered. Obviously, it was handled not the best.
Yeah, it sounded entitled from her part.
Yeah,
like she just didn't know what to expect from Twitch when she came into it. Maybe.
Yeah. At that point, I think she just shot herself in the foot. If she just told the entirety of her community that, or at least a fraction of it, that what they're doing isn't good enough. Yeah. And that just. It seems like the opposite of what this platform is for. Like, this platform, you can put anything on it, save like for like clearly offensive stuff, right? But like you can make it anything you want to, and to just like invalidate a large portion of it was not perfect. Yeah. So.
But yeah, all right, good questions, everyone.
This has been awesome.
This has concluded Juicy and Java episode 1, baby, and we're gonna have a new guest at the end of May. It's tentative right now, but I'm going to be getting it all together, and I will inform everyone when I do. Thanks for sticking around, guys. And if you haven't followed Timko again, what are your plugins?
What am I playing? I got Twitch TV /TimkoAF. You can Twitter it at Timko_AF. And Discord coming soon, apparently.
Discord coming soon. So go drop him a follow, and I'm gonna let you go, Timko. It's been awesome having you on as our first guest.
For having me. Yeah, it's an honor, if you will.
It is an honor for me to have you as well. Juicy and Java episode 2 gonna be similar to what we do here, about an hour long, sometimes longer. At minimum, I'd say an hour. But yeah, bring your questions for next month. We're gonna go over some more mentality and growth. Hopefully, you've learned a thing or two today. I know I have, and it's just nice getting into the mind of someone else and getting them to open up their thoughts on everything, and like a very chill, relaxed environment. So remember, we shall unite again, and as always, stay juicy. Hey everyone, I'm Juicy Absolute. Thank you for stopping by my video. If you want to see more, click that subscribe button above and check out the new juicy content to the left and right of me. Other than that, stay juicy, and we will see you next time. Have a positive rest of your day.